is an automatic sperm extractor that is making waves at one time.
Golden Show, Golden Debate Show, GoldenDebateShow.com. We came to you on a little bit of Sunday array instead of Saturday because we had some things to do and we all have long days. So let's get it in.
Donating sperm.
Down there, one of those tentacles.
Golden Debate Show, GoldenDebateShow.com. It's like fresh flavor off in your grill. That was heads, of course. Live from FEMA Region 1, open mics and empty ones, Golden Show, Golden Debate Show, GoldenDebateShow.com. Check out our music, our videos, and our podcast, and everything we do because we keep creative and original. I'm Sliver and I'm Slimmer, which means we're going to have a good show. 2-minute news from YouTube. Bring it in, brother.
Within 2 minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day.
Every day.
A controversial and telling study that links Monsanto's Roundup herbicide and genetically modified corn with tumor growth and serious overall health declination in laboratory-tested animals has been republished following a redaction that is believed to have been led by powerful lawyers and organizations within the genetic modification industry. The study, which was published in a 2012 issue of Food and Chemical Toxicology, won worldwide recognition for displaying the obvious dangers of genetic modification and toxification from pesticides and their connection to life-threatening diseases, was originally redacted by the publisher following what is reported to have been taxing threats from multiple industrial leaders and pro-GMO scientists, which led to a discrediting of the toxicology methods involved. Following the redaction and in the midst of an ongoing battle against worldwide genetic modification, the study and its results have once again been published in a world-renowned journal, Environmental Sciences Europe. Research that we have performed in combination with publicly available data provided by the U.S. government currently indicates that up to 90% of some crops within the U.S. have been genetically modified, including large quantities of both corn and soy, leading scientists within the community to call for continued understanding and heightened awareness of the potential threat that ongoing genetic modification presents both to the community and to all of humanity. As volcanic activity increases across the world, seismologists are publishing increasingly proven data showing that buried underwater volcanoes play a large role in the creation of tsunami-causing earthquakes, leading researchers to call for international monitoring of known volcanic sites worldwide. A study published in the journal Science and backed by researchers that are against man-made climate change outlines the logistics that scientists use to map and forecast cyclical climate change, with researchers noting that disruptions in the trends of oceanic currents correlated with and possibly enhanced extreme shifts in Earth's weather patterns long before man-made climate change was invented. Authorities in India are calling for help from international experts following an ongoing outbreak of acute encephalitis within the country. The cause of the disease, which continues to harbor a dangerously high mortality rating within the affected areas, remains mostly unknown, leading experts to warn that environmental dangers may be enhancing the effects of the illness within the population. And to wrap things up, cross-border tension between immigrants and law enforcement is intensifying. Concerned citizens are calling for increased testing along North America's western coast as models show oceanic radiation is expected to hit the shoreline soon. A novel but potentially equally as dangerous nuclear reactor that uses a wide range of fuel has been started in Russia, and a 5.1 in Japan, followed by a drastic increase in activity across South America, completes
my man Josh Reed from theglobalreality.com. Check him out and support. This is the Golden Debate Show. Support us as much as you can. Like, comment, share, and download it.
Some alien force is the fact that we haven't been. It really is. The guys at the highest levels, I mean, no human would do to another human what these guys at the highest level order against humans all day long. They walk among us. They are among us. And they've been slowly trying to acclimate people to this reality for quite some time. But what you have to understand is even when they do reveal it, whatever they reveal to us, should you automatically believe that is the whole end-all, be-all truth? Hell fucking no. Whatever they come out and admit in the future about aliens or extraterrestrials or the Kennedy assassination or 9/11, whatever they
had
end
a
up admitting, because in the end, they're going to end up admitting
the show without
Miriam Carey that was assassinated in Washington, D.C. back in October last year.
You remember about that now?
And
they're having trouble.
Remember all the mystery surrounding him. He was a beautiful young woman, 34 years of age, with a 1-year-old baby in the backseat, with baby on board, right? And was brought down in a hail of bullets in front of the U.S. Capitol building. And all of the police, secret police, Washington, D.C. police, the Secret Service, the Capitol Hill police, all alleged that she was a terrorist armed with a baby in the back of the car, right? And we don't know how many bullets were fired, but it looked something like the Blues Brothers police shooting, all the police unloading on this woman in a car, killed her. We don't know how many bullets were fired. And according to the family's attorney, Eric Sanders, the autopsy that has been released, I didn't know it was released, has indicated that the shooting was unjustified. Well, you didn't need an autopsy report to realize this shooting was unjustified with a woman who was unarmed, sitting in a car, and they just opened fire on her. But my question is, why is it that there's not been some sort of a national outcry by black leaders? Where's the Trayvon Martin that would say, you killed this beautiful black woman, 34 years of age, and what was she doing? She wasn't wearing a hoodie. You know, she didn't have any what was that drink that he had? Iced tea and
Uncle Adam and Uncle John, NoAgendaShow.com.
So John Kerry, watermelon head, douchebag, no good for nothing, yay, neocon, warmongering, horrible man, went to Baghdad. And if you look at the pictures, this is very funny. He's in the helicopter. This is how egotistical and how much of a show this really is, but how egotistical he is. So there's all these pictures of Kerry in the helicopter with the, I assume, Marines getting out of the helicopter. Everybody is in full-on flak jackets, combat gear with their helmet on. Kerry, in not a single picture does he have his helmet on. And I know why. All you have to look up is Dukakis helmet. Because can you imagine what that head looks like with a helmet on top? It would be the brunt of jokes forever. So he forgoes his personal safety, which I believe is probably not that much in peril in Baghdad, to look the part. Total PR.
That's a good. I give you a 10 on that one. That's a good call. I never thought of it.
Oh, so obvious.
That's exactly what it is. And you know what that also indicates?
He wants to run for president.
Another shot at it.
Oh, absolutely.
We have Biden and Kerry and Clinton and Elizabeth Warren. Those are the four front runners.
You know, Kerry makes the most sense. I mean, if you want to, continue killing brown people in sand and be the winner.
Well, Kerry could easily put his creds up against Hillary and on paper look like the better candidate, but he is such a horrible dud.
As a douche.
And Hillary at least has a little bit of spark, but it's Elizabeth Warren that's got she's got the energy. And she matches the model better because we're at the end cycle of a depression, and then the last one.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay, fine.
Down there in one of those catacombs.
But you know what?
There's other guys
dead if she becomes president. I don't know.
Then
I looked at this 300 meme, and I've seen this now pop up where I actually read some blogs where someone says Obama's Spartan number. So this 300 has has a lot of historical significance. 300 Spartans.
It's also it's also a reference to the movie, like just the new version.
Yes,
300 Part 2.
Yes,
Hello Hollywood.
Hello Hollywood. We got the 300, but the New York Times in 2007. Bush was said 300 is a magical number. It's a 3. It would have been 330 would have been better, but the 300 Spartans has huge historical significance, and of course,
my man Max Egan from theCrowhouse.com.
Insurmountable.
Check it out.
When
GoldenDebateShow, GoldenShow, GoldenUNit.com. That's a lot of gold. It's mentally, of course, not physically, because there ain't no gold.
The issue is that most people don't really understand what the actual problem is. People keep viewing symptoms as actual problems, and they spend their time attempting to put band-aids on the symptoms, but they're not looking at the problem which caused the symptom to manifest. And this is also something that I've gone through a million times on the show. The fact that we only really have one problem, folks, and the problem is the divided state of our community. because it is the divided state of our community which allows government to get away with what they do, and it is a government which enacts the legislation which enables things like coal seam gas to happen and all the problems that we face. It enables the people of our countries and our nations to be stolen from because we are divided. We don't have the means by which to stand up against our controllers because we are disunited. And this disunity is a result of the lack of respect we have for not only each other, but also for ourselves. We judge ourselves poorly because we judge ourselves by parameters which are not our own. And so we don't ever view our lives from a realistic perspective. We think that we're unsuccessful. We think that we're not all we should be because we are judging ourselves according to fictitious social and economic parameters that have been put there by this system. That's where the problems lie, folks. We need to put all of that aside, and it's very difficult. I mean, I've been coming onto this show here for 6 years, attempting to help people put all their stuff down, all the stuff that they have with other people, all their emotional baggage. Put all this stuff down, folks. Stop judging yourself as being dysfunctional. Stop judging yourself poorly because you haven't obtained whatever rungs this system says that you should have obtained. And realize that these are not...
Next clip is interesting from the man Freeman Reply from YouTube. Check it out, Golden.
In nature. They want to convince you that that does not exist, that it's all relative.
Or gold.
That's what this is all about.
Download, please. Like, make sure you download and follow. It's much obliged.
This is one of the four main tenets of dark occultism and Satanism, moral relativism. So if we fall for that trap, we're buying into a whole okay? The correction. It's not all good. It's not all good. There are bad things that are taking place in the world that we need to acknowledge and do something about. Here, on the ground, on earth. Here, now. Be here now. Okay? So it isn't all good. There is an objective difference between right and wrong. It's inherent in nature. That which is right is correct because it is based in
There's other guys that they look like. I don't know.
Because it is based in natural law or cosmic spiritual law. Right is so because actions that are based in it do not result in harm to other living beings. That is what makes it right. Wrong, conversely, is incorrect. It's wrong. It's not based in truth. It is immoral. It is in opposition to natural law, moral law,
getting the
cosmic laws of the universe. Actions that are based in it always result in harm to other beings. These are objective. These are inherent. They are not relative. It's all about the development of conscience, recognition between what is right and what is wrong, understanding that deeply. Conscience, as a word, comes from the Latin prefix con. Con means together. And the Latin verb scio, sciere, which means to know. It is the root of our word science. Conscience literally means, when we break it down etymologically, to know together. It is the knowledge of the objective and inherent difference between right and wrong. That is what knowledge, that is what conscience is. Conscience is knowledge. Then it is up to us to utilize wisdom. That's putting conscience into practice. The knowledge of right and wrong and putting it into practice in our world. To know together means to have common sense. This is what our world has lost, unfortunately. So what we're trying to get it back
to. The Joe Rogan Experience.
Stupid fucking commercials for those cheap ass sunglasses.
They're the best sunglasses.
They would go to the beach. Like, what do you think of these?
Oh my god, everything's so much clearer.
Ear ain't free. Ever bought a fucking bag of chips? Golden.
Segura wears them? Yeah, me and Tom both.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, those are the ones that you're supposed to look at when you look at your computer.
They're really nice.
Like that.
I've seen on TV.
HD vision. It wraps around my normal spectacles.
Yeah, you got the side ones too. There's a little window on the side.
Listen, Ari, you got nothing to say to that guy. Look at him. What are you and him going to talk about? You're on a bus next to each other for 5 hours.
I heard.
So, what do you do for a living?
I'm just a comic. Where'd you get those glasses?
Oh, these are my HD wraparounds as seen on TV.
What? Oh, really? Is all the TV you order from TV?
They allow me to see you in a totally different light.
Like what?
I've never met a Jew.
You can see the horns.
What is it like being a Jew?
Rawr.
What is it like?
It's my favorite question. My favorite stupid question to ask somebody. What is it like to whatever? Like, what do you mean?
What's it like to be fucking funny? 7. It's like 8. What's it like to have those beautiful wraparound yellow sunglasses?
It's like not having them, but it's way better than that.
Yeah, people say some weird shit to people sometimes. What's it like? Yeah, it must be nice. What's it like?
What's it like drinking a Coca-Cola?
What's it like to have him for a brother?
You just for what? For a brother?
Him for a brother.
Yeah.
What's it like? I don't know.
Oh, it's like to have him for a brother. Yeah. It's like.
What's it like to have her for a mom? Huh? The fuck, bro?
I guess the experience is,
yeah, people say douchey things like on the sneak tip. They can say douchey shit like that where you're not supposed to get mad at them, but you're allowed to anyway.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
What kind of question is that? It's going nowhere. You're wasting everyone's time.
What's it like to have her for a mom? What the fuck? What kind of question are you asking me, bitch? Like, that's some weird person, right? That's a person who's not nice.
Yeah.
They're being douchey with you.
Fuck them.
Subtle
Fuck them
way.
right back.
Fuck them right back, son. Take that shit.
Joe, did you follow that story about that kidnapping of the kid that they found in the
Yeah, what the hell was that about?
That's so
This other guy looks like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What happened?
Everybody
interviewed the guy, the father, too, I guess last night. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was...
You're trying to tell me that you didn't look in the basement for your son and he was in there for 11 days? Is that what you're trying to tell me, sir?
And wasn't he like, I just thought my son was dead?
Huh?
He was just trapped in there?
He was hiding.
They're having trouble getting
apparently,
being
the
bought
official
so quick.
story.
He died?
No, he's alive. They went looking for him for like 11 days. The kid was in the basement the whole time hiding. Like hiding behind some
self-built
shit.
dungeon?
He decided to make himself like a little house back there.
Oh, wow. So whatever.
He had food
Kids are
and
smart.
clothes.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's something wrong. You know, I mean, that doesn't seem like a normal kid wants to be around their parents.
Right.
You know? Kids don't usually want to hide. It must be much more than it. I mean,
11 days. Oh,
I don't want to even
the dad must have
speculate.
done something. No way some kid hides for 11 days.
Something's wrong. Whatever it is, whoever did something, it seems like something's wrong.
Yeah.
How many people are out there like that we don't know about?
Like
What percentage of the population is in some terrible place like that, where they're trying to hide from their parents, or they're trying to hide from someone in their family, or someone they're close to? What percentage?
It is Detroit, Michigan. The kid's 11. He might just have a girlfriend he's fucking in a basement somewhere.
That's true.
Oh,
Could
yeah.
be banging in the basement. I don't think so, though, because they said they found him solo back there.
Yeah.
Maybe he decided to go on an epic masturbation.
What was he like
and-
when they found him?
I don't know. He was free. He had food. He had food down there. He was hiding.
But there was blood that was found, like on rags and stuff. There's a lot of weird questions.
Stop sneezing. Woo. All right, so now let's get it in with our 2 riddles of the day, and then we'll play a clip, and then I'll give you the answers. So here we go. What has hands but cannot clap? What has hands but cannot clap? Number 2, or dulce. What is at the end of a rainbow? What is at the end of a motherfucking rainbow? So we'll get it in with this clip, then we'll do it up. Golden Debate Show, early morning mom to the doc.
We reported here on The Lip about the Supreme Court's decision about searching of cell phones. And now how does that apply to the Stingray, this piece of technology that has been used in police departments around the country that have been funded by the Department of Homeland Security? They essentially mimic cell phone towers and capture cell phone information in the area. And so how does that apply to this case? In Sacramento, the controversy is over the fact that the police have been using this device and without the knowledge of or approval of a judge, without the knowledge of a district attorney. A local TV report from Sacramento's News 10 caught up with the chief of police in Sacramento at a public event and questioned him about it, and you can see how that went.
If you're using stingrays, I think there are some questions about that.
Then this interview can be over.
But the judges and the DA even said that they didn't know that you had one of these devices. Why is that?
I have nothing more to say to you. Well, I guess he didn't want to talk about it.
No, he didn't.
So
he was not happy that they found him at this event and cornered him on it.
Now, This isn't just happening in Sacramento. It's in cities around the country, and this is being used to capture cell phone location information. The box itself, or the technology, is made by a company named Harris Corporation out of Florida. They have a non-disclosure agreement with the police departments and the federal government, so people don't actually know quite what it does.
That's right. The police are saying that because of the non-disclosure agreement, they are not at liberty to discuss the use of the technology or the details of the hardware with the public. But the criticism is that that doesn't mean they shouldn't have to go to a judge to get a warrant for information they're gathering using the Stingray.
Yeah, so the question has been, how does this recent Supreme Court ruling apply to this device, as it is capturing cell phone information? Nathan Wessler of the American Civil Liberties Union said this about it. He said, the court's opinion doesn't answer the question of how courts should approach the use of stingrays or other location tracking, but the court clearly is communicating that the aggregation of our digital data raises acute Fourth Amendment concerns that didn't exist before in the analog age. So it's probably going to take another court case to deal with this specific kind of technology. It doesn't deal with the physical aspect of the phone itself. So the police are gathering information using these supposedly under the guises of Homeland Security and anti-terrorism policing. But it's being used in many different ways. The information that they're gathering is then being used for whatever case they want to use the information, mostly in tracking suspects. Fred Kate, the law professor at Indiana University, had this to say about this subject. As a technical matter, I don't see the case as having any direct impact on Stingray or other surveillance issues other than searches of cell phone incident to arrest. But as a practical matter, the Supreme Court has said 9-0 that it has joined the 21st century and the majority of citizens in recognizing that new technologies present the new challenges to privacy and that the Constitution must be read to protect privacy. So,
even in the face of new technologies, which is the key point.
Yeah, and the police are hiding behind this, terrorism, Department of Homeland Security.
Okay, so let's have it with the riddles. What has hands but cannot clap? Well, it's a clock. And number dos, what is at the end of a rainbow? It is the letter W. So represent Golden Debate Show. BeforeIt'sNews.com had this pretty interesting article. Gold, the myth, the metaphor, and the manipulation. Gold has been sought after, coveted, fought over, and used as a standard of monetary exchange for millennia. The reason for its insurmountable value is a subject of its own, but nonetheless its noteworthy power. It eventually became the monetary standard that is today. Yet the world of monetary exchanges in our current world is the only metaphorically based on gold. It has been all but fully abandoned, and it is its true base. Whatever the exchange medium these self-acclaimed high priests hijacking humanities used for its power and control, ironically, they themselves are hooked on their own fascination, feeding off of its control and of its suffering, of others attempting to find the financial safety and security in their own rigid system. Meanwhile, world bankers and are currently amusing huge gold reserves as the world financial system approaches a major world-changing reset. Clearly something is lost, and gold is what the manipulators are fleeing to, all the while suppressing its value on the open market as they buy it up. How we arrived here and why are huge subjects of research and debate. One thing that we know, whether it's not a currency is attached to gold, as well as an idea of personal holdings of gold, are extremely important subjects on which to get fundamental grasp. Nonetheless, are deeper aspects regarding the value or true meaning of gold within the Earth's historical context. It's well worth investigating, as clearly the powers that be of every age have been attracted to the great importance of gold. Civilizations have amused and amassed gold for ages, way beyond so-called record history. Tales of great empires previous to recorded accounts around, while modern redacted reformist history accounts say nothing of previous empires spoken in the annuals.
This don't make no sense, everybody.
It's written really weird, but it's a good article. Ecological or cultural history, and I can't read, so There's a deep, however, esoteric element regarding gold and its attachment to humanity and its currency. The Sumerian texts tell us of its value of gold had to do with an alien race mining our planet for its gold in order to protect their dying planet's atmosphere. That alien race is exploring our planet's resources is not outside of the realm of possibility or consideration. We are a very young race in the grand scheme of things, and notably naive. Whether this fits into your realm of thought or not, this ancient truth is a valid history, and it goes beyond that. Perhaps the planet has been mined for millennia, even previous to Sumerian records for this precious metal, and perhaps other resources which gave gold, and even on Earth, its sense of value, and it has been mined by humans at least for hundreds of millennia. Perhaps the Earth is being offloaded of gold and other precious materials for use in other worlds. We don't know any of this for sure. It's clearly a time-kept secret, and it's clearly time to keep an open mind. Something very strange has been happening for a long, long time regarding this precious metal, as well as many aspects regarding our entire planet with it, and it is still being played out today in grand manner. Just as the value and arbitrary standards such as gold has been blatantly manipulated through the ages, what about other fundamental aspects of our lives? How other more naturally established guidelines not just been coincidentally adjusted, but evidently by controlling powers, much like the once trusted gold standard? Looking around today as the family unit crumbles and morality and sovereign display disperses into chaos, into suspired revolution, animosity, all while the environment is manipulated into pure dystopic, dystoxic, disenfranchised. Only you could wonder. So I'm scrambling, and we're going to get going with the show, Golden Debate Show. We're a little bit about that game. We almost up out of here. What I take away from that is that I can't read for shit, but I do try, and that's what it's all about. Open minds on empty ones. Golden Show, Golden Debate Show, the one about that cam. We all up in your grill. We almost up out of here. Just food for thought with all these smartphones, and especially with all these smart fucking houses out in the house the other day. You control everything, almost like the heat, the air conditioning. What if that shit tries to kill you? So what if that fridge is like, no, you ain't getting no food for the rest of the week because the calories is over, and sorry, that ain't going.
With the Constitution!
Where is... Here we go. Strike up the band, everybody. Comment, share, and download Golden Debate Show.
The obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
Like that.
The ghost and the darkness have come.
Thanks for listening to The Golden Show. All thoughts and opinions are solely that of the host, guests, and sources, and is only to keep free thought alive. Golden Show.
Yeah, get what are you talking about? Hey, Simpson! Yeah, talking about. Yeah, get what are you talking about? Yeah, get what are you talking about? Yeah, get what are you talking about? All that talking like this, like that, all that.
Down there in one of those catacombs, there's other guys that it looks like, I don't know! Don't make no sense about it.
Talking like that, we're talking. Golden Debate Show, Golden Debate Show, Golden Debate Show. Like this, we're talking hood, draw the line, and you better talk with big chat. You know we're coming out the best. Golden Show, Golden Robes, Golden Boss, Golden Strokes, Golden what?
And 33rd consecutive month of hotter than average global temperature.
That's a magic number.
They're having trouble getting the gold. It's being bought so quick.
Number.
33.
number.
It's hard waking up. Is fluoride in my cup?